Okay, here we go. Happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's happy Wednesday to you again. I'm Valerie Sheppard, coming at you from the Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. It's a gorgeous Wednesday morning, and it's like hump day, happy chat all over again. Where do the weeks go? I'm coming off of a beautiful Labor Day weekend here in the United States. I hope that wherever you are, your week is off to a fulfilling and productive and healthy and fun start. So here we are, hump day, happy chat. So let's talk about something. So I deal with self-mastery, which is mastering you in your life so that you can manage exquisitely whatever your life brings your way. And I love to focus on things like self-awareness. What am I doing? Who am I being? What's running me? Self-acceptance. How am I honoring me, appreciating me, caring for me, loving me, and self-love? How can I forgive, trust, have faith in myself, what I'm here to do and be, and how I'm doing with it, no matter what the outer appearances are? How can I give myself that special place of juicy deliciousness? How about you? How are you doing that? So that's what I focus on. And so today I wanted to talk about this thing called perspective. Perspective. It's like one way that you can help yourself, or you can run yourself ragged in this whole idea of life and this game of being happy, is perspective. And it's defined as a particular attitude or way of regarding something or someone, basically a point of view. You can also think of it as a powerful synonym, frame of reference. What's your frame of reference on that topic? You could also think of it as your interpretation. Perspective is also about your interpretation of what you see. So this idea, the way you see something, the way you interpret it, the way you view it, what your attitude is about it, is going to shape your entire experience of it. The way you see something creates your experience of that something, whatever it is. I mean, just ask two people who've argued about a line in a movie, or who disagreed about the best ice cream. Just so you know, the best ice cream is Graeter's Black Raspberry Chocolate Chunk. Shouting out to my Graeter's people in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the best ice cream, hands down. Don't even question. But seriously, this whole idea of the way you see something is going to give you the experience of it. So I just said Graeter's ice cream is the best. Well, it's the best for me. Why? Well, the way I experience it, right? First of all, I love black raspberry. It's got chocolate chunks, not chocolate chips, dark chocolate chunks. It's a lot of butterfat, really creamy, yummy, yummy for me. Other people are like, that's not it. Who's right? Who's wrong? What if we're all right? Because we're coming from our perspective, our point of view. So this idea of perspective is played out beautifully in this 2008 movie that I love to use in my classroom called Vantage Point, which starred Forrest Whitaker and Dennis Quaid. So basically the setup of the movie is this crowd of hundreds witnesses an assassination attempt on the United States president in a foreign country. And these special agents, Dennis Quaid is one of them, try to piece together the true story of what happened using eyewitness accounts. Now, they have a video perspective, and you quickly see that the video is only showing one aspect of this huge outdoor square where this scene took place. And they're trying to piece things together based on all these different eyewitness accounts, and very quickly you find that people who are standing right next to each other, looking in the exact same direction at the exact same moment, when the exact same scene is playing out, have very different experiences of what happened. Very different stories about who did what, when, to whom. Very different. It's a beautiful movie to help bring up this whole idea of what you saw. You saw the whole thing, but what you saw is only based on you. This thing that's going on in here because of your vantage point. So then you ask, well, where do vantage points come from? How's that possible? Well, I think there are two ways. I mean, one is we see differently. So for example, I am nearsighted. I can see beautifully, things are up close. But when I'm trying to see things far, like when I'm driving, I put on my specs. And I spend a lot of time picking specs that I think I look sexy in. I just gotta love the way I look in my specs. I don't have multiple pairs though. I do know people have multiple pairs for different outfits, but I've only got this one pair. But so when I try to use these specs when I'm looking up something close, everything gets blurry because I don't need them. They change my point of view. They change my perspective about what I'm looking at. And if I'm trying to look at something really far away, I got my favorite Bushnell binocs, and I can take something that's way out there and bring it right here, as though I'm standing right next to it. My Bushnells change my vantage point. Thank you, Mark Cafano. I like my Bushnells. They were a gift. And so you can see how we're looking at the same things and we're seeing them just because of the mechanics of the physical properties of our eyes and our ability to see and understand and interpret. But there's a deeper level underneath this. There's a layer inside you that's created by your conditioning, by your past, by your wounds. Those things create maybe your habits, your habitual ways of thinking and interpreting. Those also may create your values, your beingness, the you-ness of you. And when you're tightly clamped down on this is what I believe and this is why and it's right because, and that point of view is wrong because, when we're tightly clamped down on those things and, woo, baby, I've been tightly clamped down on some of those things. And the truth is, I know now they didn't serve me. It's not that it's not okay to have perspective. It's absolutely okay to have perspective. The question is, when is our perspective getting in the way? And you know what? Scientists now even know the deepest layer is that some of our perspectives were passed down generationally through our DNA. This study of epigenetics looks at this idea that how can somebody who's never really had an encounter with a dog be terrified of dogs? Where did that come from? Their perspective about a dog that I think is a cute little furry creature, they think is a terrorizing beast. And they've never really encountered one, or certainly never encountered one that was cruel or mean to them, that tried to attack them, that was vicious or violent toward them. Nonetheless, their fear is visceral. So this idea of perspective is not just a bunch of words and like, oh, well, they've got a different perspective. It's deep. It can be very deep. And we might not know that there's some subconscious stuff running us that's clouding our perspective. And we're so adamant that it's correct. And actually, it's just ours. So yeah, it's not wrong for us. But when we go about giving it into the world, we need to be a little bit different. So in this day and age where so many are fighting for their point of view, to be right, for their perspective to be heard, and maybe you're one of them, I know certainly I am at times, it's imperative to remember these ideas about where perspective may come from. And that maybe all of us are right from our particular vantage point. We are experiencing it the way we're experiencing it. So whether you're debating all the ills of the world or just the problems in your neighborhood or the latest disconnect between you and a close friend or a lover, go easy on exerting your perspective as the only right one, the only true one. And be open. Maybe there's something you can see if you would step into a different vantage point. Marcus Aurelius once said, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. That's about perspective. The way you're experiencing something and calling it a hurt or an injury is making it hurt you and injure you. And if you were to say, oh, well, that's not really an injury, and that wasn't really personal, might change the way you experience the situation. Gandhi said, the only devils in the world are those running around in our own hearts. And that is where all of our battles ought to be fought. So maybe we can give up this injurious climate we have in our culture right now and bring more happiness and peace and fulfillment into our world, our little corner of the world, and into the bigger world as well. So if you want to do that, you want more happiness, you want more fulfillment, you want more inner peace, stay open to shifting your own perspective about everything, including ice cream. And also be open to receiving other people's perspectives. And here's the clincher, with compassion and tolerance. Open that heart. Give compassion and tolerance, even if you disagree, and even if you can't possibly understand how on earth they could think that. How on earth? It's their perspective. Yay! That's it for today's Hump Day Happy Chat. I'm wishing you, as always, big love, big laughter, and inviting you to constantly choose happy. Many blessings. Ciao. Bye. See you later. Come back again. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.